Welcome to this channel depending on your time zone from wherever you're watching. Raila Odinga was in Muran'ga Stadium for Azimio Umoja rally, and the earthquake team, Kenya Kwanza team, was also camping in Kirinyaga County for their rally. But I want us to, in this analysis, I think it has been long since I analyzed Raila Odinga's rally. I think the last rally that I analyzed for Azimio team was the Thika rally. Now, in this video, I wanted us just to look at some few observations that I made at the Azimio La Umoja rally. So just before this rally was held, I remember Sabina Chege and a host of MPs from Central Kenya were actually camping in my home county, Siaya, to do a voter registration mobilization in that place. And according to what I understand is that they came, for the people who know Siaya, they came from Siaya town. They started in Siaya town, then went with the Ndere route in the other side of Ugenya. Then they came from Ugenya, they came directly to Game Tumbu. Then from Game Tumbu, they went to Akala, then went to Bondo, Raila Odinga's home. Then walikuja wakamalizia Siaya. So that is what happened. So today was another remarkable rally for Azimio La Umoja. And the reason why Muran'ga is very critical for Raila Odinga, I think if there are counties that he is really mapping out to reap big from in terms of central Kenya, one of them is Muran'ga, because he tends to pick a running mate from that place. Another county is Kiambu, which is it is not really bad, but it's fair. Then the other county is the Laikipia, because the chairman of Raila Odinga's presidential secretariat, Nderitu Murithi, is the governor of Laikipia County. Now, one thing I observed there is this issue about the classified crowds. I think in this channel, I analyzed and I said that I don't understand something about classified crowds, because if you look at the crowd at Muran'ga Stadium was predominantly Jubilee. Actually, that stadium was painted red. Now, that is something that should worry the Azimio team. Why? Even though they used that rally to signal the rebirth of Jubilee Party, but personally, I feel disturbed when majority of people who attend your rally are people that are coming because they have been artificially mobilized. If someone is donning the cape and is donning the shirt branded Jubilee, there is a high probability that this person was actually mobilized artificially. It was not a natural crowd. That is one. Because if, like, for example, I wanted to look at this photo here. This photo is a photo. If you look at the red and the blue, the people with the red and the blue are scarcely there, but the red is full there. So what happened is, I think the Jubilee Party is trying to rejuvenate and to revamp the party ahead of the merger with the Raila Odinga team. And someone from that place can now tell us what exactly is happening. But then, on a positive note, I realized that that crowd was very active. There is something with Raila Odinga, and I have mentioned on Raila Odinga's delivery. Because the rally in Thika, when he was managing the crowd, and he was talking about the way, this issue of the Mwizi Mwizi chants, the crowd kept on chanting Baba, Baba, Baba. Now, that activeness of the crowd tells you that they are so aggressive and they resonate well with Raila Odinga's message. So I think on that note, despite the fact that that crowd looked like classified, but more importantly, it's true that there is something that they are picking from him. Now, in this video, we are going to look at a direct message that Raila Odinga delivered to Kalonzo Musyoka in that rally, using one person, Ledama Ole Kina, the Narok senator. But before that, if you're listening to this video for the first time and you're a first time in this channel, kindly take a second and subscribe, and also more importantly, click the notification bell so that when you upload a video, you'll be receiving notifications, and also give us your feedback whether that rally was a success. Now, let me ask you people, do you think the Muran'ga rally was a success for Azimio la Umoja team? If you ask me, I'm not going to give my verdict now, but I think my observation at the end of it, you will make your own judgment whether that was a success. There is something that I have realized, that in that rally, Raila Odinga pointed a signal on who is probably his running mate. Remember the video that I did previously in this channel, that there was confusion in the Azimio team, some dilemma in Azimio team, because while Raila Odinga was fronting Martha Karua, then the Mount Kenya Foundation and Uhuru Kenyatta did not want Martha Karua, and I think preferably were preferring Peter Kenneth. So, but if you look at the person even invited Raila on stage, in fact, if you look at that meeting, he was the only person who could invite Raila Odinga. So that could actually signal that he is probably going to be Raila Odinga's running mate. So that one came out very clearly. But then there is something I'm asking. And guys, why do you think that Raila Odinga's rally are tight-framed? Tight-framed in terms of the speakers. If you look at the lady who spoke first, the Kikuyu lady, she spoke about, I think, the way Akuna Deni or something. Then there is the other person who spoke on behalf of the people living with disability. Then there is an MP, I think Jude Njomo, spoke on behalf of Mount Kenya and Peace or something. Then Peter Kenneth. So my question is, do you think that strategy is good? Because one thing they're doing, they're actually even limiting the number of speakers. I want you to look at this vis-a-vis William Ruto's rallies. In William Ruto's rallies, almost every other leader wants to speak and they get opportunity to speak. If you look at that place, Millicent Omanga will speak, Sakaja, Sudi, Mandago, all those leaders, they'll be given an opportunity to speak. Unlike the Azimio la Umoja, I think I'm not seeing them giving that opportunity to these other leaders to speak. This is because I think they are really tight-framed. I don't know why, whether that works. But then, that brings me to my third point, that I think Raila Odinga team, they need to give locals opportunity to speak. I was asking myself, why would the message that Ledama Ole Kina relayed to Kalonzo Musyoka, and why couldn't they use a Central Kenya MP or a senator from that place to talk and relay that message? Why would you give James Orengo an opportunity? Sorry, that's my daughter, of course. Why would you give James Orengo an opportunity to address that crowd while Sabina Chege is there, Kanini Kega is there, other MPs from Muran'ga County are there, but they are not given opportunity to talk, and you give foreigners? I think with that, the Azimio team are not getting something right. Now, Ledama Ole Kina's message was trying to beg Kalonzo Musyoka desperately to join Azimio la Umoja. But in this channel saying that after Mudavadi joined William Ruto, Raila Odinga team ought to have picked their call and make sure they seal a deal with Kalonzo Musyoka. That is vindicated here. That is now seen, that is confirmed here, that of course the Azimio la Umoja team really need Kalonzo Musyoka. And he mentioned it, that let him come and work with Raila Odinga. Now I want us to finish with some other two things that I saw. Initially, my previous video here was on power sharing deal at Mudavadi, with Mudavadi and Ruto. And I said that in Azimio la Umoja rally in Muran'ga, that card is going to be used against them. Peter Kenneth said that they are now sharing power, while initially they were talking about issues of uplifting Kenyans without an interest in sharing power. And I really saw that coming out, that they have been done. Now there is something I want to give Raila credit on, and that is an observation that I realize is cutting across. That shows the difference between the two rallies. I think Raila Odinga is taking much of his time to talk about his manifesto and his pledges. He's more comfortable and is free taking time to talk about the Baba Care. He's also taking time to talk about the 6,000 stipend for the poor. He's also taking time to talk about how he's going to do the tax relief for the youths in business and helping the single mothers. That issue of taking the stage to talk about manifesto, for me, is a cutting edge. Unlike the other team, Kenya Kwanza team, that take much of their time to talk about animosity between them and Raila Odinga, animosity between them with President Uhuru Kenyatta. So with that, I think he's giving information, he's structuring his campaigns, a message that is confined to what people really want to hear. The other side, I realized because I watched the rally in Nakuru and Bungoma, Mudavadi is obsessed with telling President Uhuru Kenyatta to asimpimie hewa, telling President Uhuru Kenyatta asimchagulie marafiki, while Deputy President William Ruto is also obsessed on speaking on Raila Odinga as a state project. Guys, what do you think about the success of rally at Muran'ga Ihura Stadium? For me, it was a success, but there are some few lessons that Raila Odinga should learn and correct. Thank you.